And I'm just going to talk about experiences, about love, about becoming the sage, the shaman. It was my greatest desire, everything in the world, to be the shaman. And people would tell me, you already the shaman. You already the shaman. And I'd be like, no, I can't be the shaman. I'm still smoking nicotine. I'm still getting angry at people. I'm not eating right. I'm not taking care of my body correctly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still on that bullshit, stagnant, lost and confused. How could I be somebody's shaman? And I remember I was watching something. I never forget that experience. But I was watching something, and TikTok, a video had popped up, and the girl was doing a reading. And she says, I need to find out what her name was because she was so dope. And anyway, she says, Spirit is saying that whoever it is that I'm talking to, you need to surrender. You need to just ask. You need to say, Spirit, anything that you want from me, I will do. I trust you. I believe in you. Let's go to the next level. And my goofy ass, when I heard that, I was like, oh, shit. And Spirit said, would you? I said, Spirit, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know. I couldn't really tell you, yeah, because how do I know that you're going to ask me to do something that I may not want to do? And it got real quiet, and I knew I had fucked up. Like that movie, what is it? Don't Be a Menace. Is it Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice? Not one, Menace to Society. I think that's what it is. When he said, you done fucked up, right? You done fucked up. I could feel it. Like the energy between Spirit and I was just, it was silent. And I was so scared. And I was like, oh, Lord, what have I done? And I pondered. So just like me, the typical Leo, I'm getting bored. I don't want to sit still. I decide I'm going to go out and do Uber Eats. So I'm out doing Uber Eats, and I'm just pondering. Oh my goodness, another call. All right, I got to be on the right track, I promise you, because why am I keep getting interrupted? So, like I said, I decided to do Uber Eats. And I don't really know what it was particularly about that day. I know we were getting close to my son's birthday. Sir's birthday is October the 11th. So this might have been October the 12th. So it was after his birthday, if his birthday the 11th. It was the 12th or the 13th. So anyway, I'm doing Uber Eats, And I had a thought. I can't remember what the thought was. Oh, it was my brother. He came out of nowhere. I heard his voice say, you are the shaman. And I remember thinking, no, I'm not. And I remember hearing nothing. And so I was sitting at the store waiting for an order to come in. I think I was rolling up, waiting for something good to come in. And all of a sudden, my best sister in the world calls me. No, she texts me and she says, Spirit said, in order for you to move forward, you have to let go of what does not belong to you. It was never yours to carry. I was like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? So, of course, I'm rolling up and I'm sitting there pondering like, what in the world could she possibly be talking about? And the more that I sat there and the more that I kept asking Spirit, more stuff started coming out. And Spirit was like, all your life, look at there. You cannot make this up. Oh my God. Alrighty, we are back. So we stopped off on, what did we stop off of? Oh yeah, when she texts me and says that, about what Spirit told her. So, by this time I'm pulling off. I'm like, yo, Spirit, what you talking about, And Spirit said, you keep doing that shit over and over again. Every time you have an opportunity to be blessed, every time you have an opportunity for something to come your way, you find a way to step out of it. You find a way to deflect it. You find a way to sidestep it. And I'm like, oh yeah, what you talking about? And of course, Spirit start showing me what I'm talking about. Starting about even my appearance, how I allowed somebody to tell me that I was ugly. As a kid, I had a grown woman, my mama's supposedly best friend, telling me how ugly I was. And, I was just skinny little black ugly thing, she used to call me. Growing up, kids are harsh, so I believe this shit. And, Spirit is bringing on about how my very first marriage was simply because somebody told me that I was beautiful. And I felt like I had never heard that before outside of my family, and that was fucked up. And then here come this long range of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, Spirit, you right, and then we get to where, I never forget, I was driving in this back road. And after breaking all of that stuff down, Spirit, we laughing, about these different occurrences, where I've messed up and I've not adhered to what I was told or what I was shown. And again, my brother voice, I hear him say, you already a shaman. And I say, well, Spirit, I can understand that. I just thought because of this and thought because of that. And Spirit, I love Kung Fu movies and karate, and Spirit is showing me these different shamans, basically martial artists, gurus, smoking cigarettes, doing their things. So and Spirit is breaking down to me that it's not even about the title, it's about the ability. And how basically the left hand don't have to know what the right hand is doing. If the left hand is powerful at XYZ, the right hand should be powerful at ABC, and combined together we are, powerful. We are limitless. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can get that. I'm more humble now. I can understand who I am. And then we get to this, part where Spirit is explaining to me how I even burdened my own self with the birth of my son. When my son was born, my oldest son was born, when I was carrying him in my womb, they told me that he was either going to be born without half a brain or he was going to be severely mentally retarded. And I have a family member, an auntie, matter of fact, that has these same issues. And so carrying my very first son, inside of me, I'm not going to lie, I felt flawed. I felt like, oh, this is your fault, this is that. And going through that was so freaking painful. It was just so hurtful. And I'm sitting here punishing myself even more for some shit that's really not even in my control. So moving forward, I'm driving, and when Spirit bring that one up, I kind of had to, like I said, I was going through this back road, through this neighborhood, and I had to pull over because I was crying on that one. And so all of a sudden this song comes on, which I can't even remember the name of it, but if I hear it, I'll know it. And I remember in the song, it was a gospel song, all you got to do is say yes. And I knew Spirit was asking me, like, you want to try that shit again, son? If I tell you to do something, are you going to do it? And I mean, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs in my car, yes, I accept, yes, I am a shaman, I am a blessed healer, I am these things, and whatever you say, I'm going to do, because I know you wouldn't tell me anything wrong. I know that you wouldn't. You've been here with me this whole fucking time. You don't watch me go through the, substance abuse. You don't watch me go through the trauma. You don't watch me the sexual abuse, the domestic violence. There's so many variations and categories of abuse. So, you've seen me go through these things, and you've helped me to navigate them. Why in the fuck would I not trust you, knowing that the mission for both of us is to not to go back where we came from? And I just use that as the human term to say we, spirit, and I. And I don't even know how I got to talking about this, but okay. So anyway, yes, I'm this, and I'm the shaman, I'm the healer, and all of this stuff. So I'm crying, and I call my best sister, and I'm telling her, I call her bestie sister because she's like the most phenomenal being, but she's like a sister, and she's also the best friend, so the bestie sister. But I called her and I give her my revelation, and I'm telling her about what I've been through, and I even told her about me questioning why I wasn't a shaman because of this, that, and the other. At that, I'm just telling her to resolve, because trust me, I know I'm a shaman now. So she gave me the exact same confirmation about that basically gurus are not perfect. Nobody has ever asked for the gurus to be perfect. We did grow up seeing examples of the gurus and the spiritual leaders and the teachers, whatever category you want to put them in. We grew up seeing the healers being in a stringent type of energy to receive, to heal, to be able to what's that word? Structure their healing process as well as implementing it upon others or helping others. I'm hoping that this is making sense. So basically what I'm hearing is that we are the new age sage. And sometimes, so I'm about to say, and sometimes I struggle with being in the new category, for I'm a very ancient soul and I like, the old ways. But I'm understanding that I am the balance between. So therefore I have to bridge the new and the old together, and give it structure, give it life, give it purpose, and allow it to, most importantly, be created customly for me, to not fit into other statures, to not have the approval of others or a desire to have others understand, even to agree. It's not their business, it's my business, and it's my right. And so I'm proudly walking around the shaman art. So I'm in a meditative state. This is probably like that was in October of last year. So matter of fact, I can look at my journal and see what day it was specifically. I look, 13 minutes, it just turned to 13, so I'm gonna remember that so I can look at my journal. But anyway, I'm in a meditative state and I'm writing down what I heard or what I saw, and I think I even had pulled some cards, and the next thing you know, I heard but anyway, so out of nowhere I heard I heard Art the Sage. I was like, Art the Sage, what the hell does that mean? And the first thing that comes to my head is Naruto, Pervy Sage. And so I was like, oh yeah, the sage, because at first I didn't understand what sage meant. And so I go and I look it up. Like I said, I looked up, I heard the Pervy Sage. So I go look it up, what is the sage? And I also go and look it up, about the association with Naruto, because, of course, I thought about that. And I recognize, again, another example of a sage, a healer, a shamanistic type of energy that was not programmed to look or to act as, the world says that we should. And because if anybody is familiar with Naruto, they know that the sage, he had a thing for women. That was his thing, and procrastination and lying, because that's why Naruto called him a pervert, because he was always trying to spy on women and shit. So anyway, I said, oh shit, I've been elevated to the sage, and I'm ecstatic. I'm excited because this is a sign from the universe. And doing my research, I was able to see all of these things that is leading me to understand why the sage is more of an appropriate name than shaman. And as Bestie Sisty would tell me, it don't matter about the title. It just matters about you being you and putting yourself out there, and she's absolutely right. And I represent my way and such, but I still like the idea of being the sage. I like being Earth Angel Oracle, and I like being April. And I know that somewhere along the way, there is some therapist out there that will tell me, oh, this is so unhealthy, that you are everyone, and that, you are that you are. She tells me that all the time. Just show up, just introduce yourself. You don't have to put a title on it. And when it's appropriate in those situations, I do so. But when I come across every person, I am not for every person. I'm not. Like I just told another bestie sister of mine, when it all boiled down to it, you can energetically read people, and you can energetically read the room. And sometimes when you have a message for someone, your message isn't going to come out the same way as it would have been for the person above. And that's the versatility of love language, the versatility of being able to speak the language of love. Thank you, Spirit. And it's a couple of times that I'll be chilling somewhere and I hear a message for somebody, and I know strictly under no circumstances am I to mention the occult world, because if I mention it, then the message is not going to reach them. But because I was raised in the Southern Christian background, I was raised in the Christian programming and the South programming, I have an ability to speak fluently that will speak directly to what the creator message is for them. I've not been all over the world, but what unifies me to be able to converse with the world is speaking the language of love and having the ability to intuitively understand that my mission is to not fit in. My mission is to acknowledge and bring healing and guidance to those that fit in, those that don't fit in, and those that don't give a damn to fit in.